What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more laddering. So the last video I recorded, which as of recording was this morning, um, and probably the last laddering video that you've seen was gouging fire. And so my buddy Ryan, probably better known as Papa Swish online, sent me this team that had Walking Wake and Raging Bolt on it, trying to do photosynthesis things with it, as well as like Venusaur to abuse Sun. So I figured it would probably be a good follow-up to the last video, getting to do something similar with this. So I'm really excited to talk about Walking Wake. It is a Pokemon that, since its release, I have been very excited to see how it plays, and I think it's finally time that we get to do so, right? So I think Walking Wake is absolutely absurd. Being the Sun abuser that's also a water type is really sick, as well as like having your partner Pokemon now be Raging Bolt, which allows you to have this like really bulky threat that you can just thunderclap people with. It seems really powerful. My concern with this particular Raging Bolt set, I've played against the Calm Mind variant a couple different times with leftovers, and it's been very good. I'm not sure how good Volt Switch or Draco Meteor are going to be here. Draco Meteor, I think, makes a lot of sense on a set that's not running Calm Mind, because you are able to just like click the damage, the damage dealing button, and then swap out and do whatever you need with Volt Switch. It makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure if Leftovers is the item we want in that set. I think that it. I think Leftovers is a very good item on Raging Bolt. I'm not sure if this set in particular is what we want to be doing. The fact that like we have priority with Thunderclap, and our only other electric coverage is Volt Switch, means that like we're not getting Leftovers recovery that turn then. But I do think Volt Switch plus Draco makes a lot of sense, so that you can hit them and then Volt Switch out the next turn to be able to get rid of those stat drops. It is conflicting, but I think it could be fine, and I'm interested to see how it works out in practice. I think Venusaur is something that we saw a lot of in Sword and Shield, and I haven't seen it at all on ladder so far in the matches I've played, but I do think that Venusaur is really cool, so we're going to try it out today and see how well it actually works out as well. Past that, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Ogerpon, and Sun hits really hard. It's like the long and short of it. And then Tornadus as a secondary Sun setter that's also a Tailwind setter, I think is really cool for this team. So yeah, we're just doing hard Sun things. I'm very excited to see how this plays out, and we're gonna jump on ladders and see what we can do today. Okay, this is just like pretty standard like balance things that they're doing here. Tornadus, Raging Bolt seems really interesting. They're probably also doing some things with Raging Bolt and Fluttermane over there. I do think Tornadus is very important for us to be able to outpace them. Being able to potentially get like a taunt off onto them seems very good. Their Urshifu concerns me, but I don't think they're going to bring it when I have multiple grass types and like Raging Bolt. I don't think Urshifu comes into this matchup. And I don't think Rillaboom comes with multiple fire types either. Man, what do they bring? What do they do here? I think I like Walking Wake. I think I want Raging Bolt, and I think I want Ogerpon, maybe? I think this lets me threaten them a bunch on a bunch of different angles. I don't think I want to do Sun things. I don't think like trying to put them to sleep is where I want to be, because they could be like safety goggles on Ensign, and then like my entire sleep plan is just invalidated. Yeah, let's do this. This seems cool. Okay. So I feel all right here. So we could potentially go for a taunt on turn 1 if they bring out Tornadus here, which they do. Which, this is interesting because it either lets us prevent them from setting Tailwind, or we could just set our own Tailwind to match theirs. I think going for a taunt is fine. We are Terra Water. Okay. And then I'm just going to click Protect this turn. I want to see if they're going to immediately Terra. They do not. And we get our taunt off. Perfect. And their photosynthesis did not trigger, which means that they are choice specs. So now I'm going to go for Tailwind. I can bring out Ogerpon here. I could also Terra Water. But what is Terra Water going to do for me? I think I am just going to swap to Ogerpon. I don't think Terra here is actually good for us. I don't think it's going to be impactful enough for us to, like, use it. This is bad if they stay in, because then they're just going to go for a Bleak Wind Storm. Okay, they do withdraw. That's really good for us. Is that Urshifu? It is Urshifu. Interesting. They're going to Terra here. Terra Fairy, presumably. Okay. We get our Tailwind up. They're going to go for a D-Gleam, which is going to be enough to KO my Tornadus. Do just about half to Ogerpon. That's fine. That was also a crit. Okay. We're in a pretty okay position now. So I can bring out... I can see... Okay, so what is my play here? I think this is Raging Bolt in. And I think this is... I think this is Volt Switch off of Urshifu. Terra... Hornleech... The Flutter Mane. I like this. If they swap out Flutter Mane, which it doesn't look like they're going to, then I get to do a ton of damage to whatever comes in. But since they're staying in, I get a +1 Hornleech into their Flutter Mane here. This should KO, I bet. Okay, Urshifu just protects. That's completely fine. The downside to this is now they can go for like Aqua Jet into my my Ogerpon, but that's kind of fine because I can swap it out and go into Walking Wake here, and then Volt Switch off of the Urshifu because they're gonna bring back in Tornadus presumably. So they can set their own Tailwind so they can outpace us in this end game. Yep, here comes the Tornadus. Yep, I'm going to Volt Switch off of it. And I'm just going to Hard Switch into Walking Wake here. They should set Tailwind this turn. So this is going to give me Walking Wake and... Walking Wake and Ogerpon on my field at the end of this turn. Unless they go for some weird double protect on Urshifu, which I don't know why they would. And preserving Raging Bolt here I think is very important because then we can just Thunderclap them in the end game. Okay, they're going to withdraw Urshifu as well. That's Ensign coming in. Perfect. There goes their Tailwind. So now I get a little bit of chip on their ensign. And I get to bring back out my Ogre Pawn. Which embody aspect triggers again, gives me back my +1. This is my last turn of Tailwind, their third. I think I just attack with both. I think regardless of what they fake out, I'm fine with it. Because I can try to pick up either the Tornadus, and then I'm going to Hydro Steam into the Ensign, and regardless of what they do, I feel like I'm picking up a KO. Okay, they just go for a fake out into Walking Wake. They're going to Rain Dance, actually. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, now my Ivy Cudgel is not going to be a KO. That's still a lot of damage, though. And then this turn, I think I want to... I can follow me to draw in whatever they're going to do. Because if they go for like a parting shot, I want to... Yeah. Yeah, I think taking out the Tornadus here is good for me. If they go for a Bleak Wind, that's kind of fine. I did basically nothing. Hydro Steam is going to pick up the KO on their Tornadus. And then if they go for a parting shot with Ensign, it goes into... Yeah. Perfect. So now it's going to be Ensign and Urshifu. 2 turns of Tailwind left. 1 turn of Tailwind left? They had 3, then they set Rain. Yeah, I think this is their last turn of Tailwind, right? Three turns of Rain, last turn of Tailwind. Okay, so I can click Follow Me this turn, which will let Ogre Pawn go down. Which I think they actually want to ignore the Ogre Pawn. I'm going to go for a Horn Leech. I'm going to go for a Protect here. I am at -2 on Ogre Pawn. I kind of want it to go down this turn. Because then I can bring in... Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Ogre Pawn goes down, which allows me to bring back in Raging Bolt, which allows me to out-prioritize them. And they go for a knockoff. Perfect. Alright, so their Tailwind is now over. I have Raging Bolt. Which I think they're going to... I mean, I'm going to just Thunderclap them until they figure it out, right? We know they're not Scarf. Yeah, they can protect all they want. I'm going to take out Ensign this turn. And then I should be able to just Thunderclap them and take them out. Yeah, I just drop a Draco on them until this game's over. There we go. Raging Bolt, scoreboard 1. Good game. Really, really good game for this team. I feel like that's a really positive matchup for us. And Like they were specs on their Flutter Mane, and I just didn't think it really mattered. Like the fact that they weren't Scarf on Urshifu also was just like fine for us, meaning they were probably the Mystic Water set, which allowed us to just like it allowed us to just thunderclap them. Like it didn't matter what they did because they set rain. Sure, they could take out my Ogerpon, but like their rain didn't really do anything to accomplish anything for them. I think had they just spent that turn actually attacking instead, I think they would have been in a better position. Okay. Chin Pao with Urshifu. Yeah, it's just like the exact same team we just played, but now they have Chin Pao over Raging Bolt. I kind of want to do what we did last time. I hope we get lucky with Tornadus outspeeding again. The question is do we lead Wake? Or do we want to lead, like, Ogerpon and just punish their, I like Wake, and I think I want Ogerpon plus Raging Bolt again in the back. Shan Pao seems like it'd be kind of hard for us to beat. But we can just kind of try to outpace it and live a Sucker Punch and KO it. Alright, it's gonna be Torn and Sin. They're gonna intimidate me. That doesn't actually accomplish anything. They can go for a fake out here, but I don't really care. I'm just going to immediately taunt their Tornadus. I kind of want to just Hydro Steam them. Just immediately put on the pressure against their Ensign. Yeah, that's fine. Go for the fake out. And you get the crit. How unlucky. But we get the taunt, so immediately in a good position. And they can't taunt us. Now, do I want a Tailwind or do I want a Sunny Day? I could Sunny Day here. But I think getting speed is more important versus whatever they've got going on. So Tornadus most likely is swapping out, right? Do I want to just Hydro Steam that slot, or do I want to Hydro Steam the Ensign and try to prevent them from getting a? Actually, I think I want a Sunny Day here, so I can Hydro Steam the Ensign to guarantee the KO, and if they so they can't parting shot me. Yeah, they're gonna bring out Chin Pao. Photosynthesis is going to trigger, give me speed. Hydro Steam is now heckin' super effective. Instinct goes down. Which allows them to bring back out their Tornadus. But I don't think I care. Flutter Mane. Okay. And they also have speed. But I have more speed. I could just protect here. I like going for protect. Getting my Tailwind up. Let them figure out what they're going to do with their life. Yeah, D-Gleam. They were speed boosters, so this shouldn't KO. And then, yeah, Ice Spinner will take me out, but that's fine because now I get to bring out my Raging Bolt, which threatens... Actually, I get to bring out Ogerpon. And threaten just everything they have going on. Threaten their entire lifeline. So we know that Chien-Pao is Sash, right? So is the line here, ignore Fluttermane and try to KO the Chien-Pao this turn? I like this. I like this a lot. So now I'm not weak to their D-Gleam. They sucker, but that's not enough to KO. This will break their Sash. Ivy Cudgel will KO. What's unfortunate about this is I think I go down to Life Orb. So then I'm taking a single target D-Gleam. No, I don't. Even better. And they crit my Wake. That's so unfortunate. But I take out a huge threat here in their Chien-Pao. Bonk. Like it demands to be doubled, and so we had to do that. The question is do they Rain Dance to try to get rid of my Ivy Cudgel power? Do they Tailwind to guarantee outspeed me, which they already do, so they shouldn't? Do they set Tailwind? Do they what does their Tornadus do here? Do I care? Do I ignore it? I think the correct answer is ignore it. Does Fluttermane protect? We know they're not booster, meaning they're probably... Yeah, they've got to be choice specs, so I think we just double them. If they are somehow not booster energy, not choice specs, and they get me here, then they got it. Like, you got it. Did I go for Ivy Cudgel or Horn Leech? I think Horn Leech is correct because they could Rain Dance here. Good lord. Okay. And this game should be over now. Well, I mean, they have to attack me to win. Do they try to get Big Brain here and, like, taunt me? I'm going to protect this turn. We know they're not Sash, so a single Thunderclap is going to be enough to KO them. Are they like Terra Steel? Yeah, okay. I'm kind of glad I went for this Protect now. Gives me a little extra recovery. Alright, so Photosynthesis is off. But I still resist Bleak Wind. I'm going to Volt Switch this turn. I don't think they attack this turn. I think they taunt me. Oh, they have Heat Wave. Why would you not Bleak Wind? Why would you not Bleak Wind? It's more damage. Alright, looks like they're just trying to attack, so I'm just gonna Thunderclap. I'm not gonna try to play mind games. I'm just going to click the attack. Cool. Raging Bolt. Another KO. Another 2 KOs? No, it didn't get it. Ogerpon did. Love how this was supposed to be a Walking Wake video, and it's turned out to be a Raging Bolt video. I mean, let's be honest, it's both, right? Like, both of them have been very critical for these matchups. So, yeah, I think these balanced teams are very good matchup for this team. The more I've played them, you know, I've played them twice, and both of them have felt really good for us. So, yeah, let's run it back one more time. Get our third game in. Ooh, Chien Knight. Okay. I feel like these Chien Pao teams are actually really hard for us. Just because you have to have, you know, you have to double into the Chien Pao, and because because they also have Sucker Punch, you can't Thunderclap them reliably. This is really interesting. I don't really want to set Sun because they have a Flutter Mane over there as well. How do I do a Dragonite? Is the land just like Ogerpon Venusaur? That seems really weak. What is my Venusaur's speed? 123, so that gets me to 246, which outspeeds Chien Pao. Man, I don't know how I beat them if they lead Tornadus. I'm going to do this. And I don't feel good about this if they lead Tornadus. Like, these Tornadus mirrors feel really winnable if I bring mine and I'm not here because I want to try something else. I'm trying to beat Chien Pao Dragonite as a lead, and if they lead like Flutter Mane Tornadus, I feel really far behind. That's really bad. Is it? Is this really bad for me? What's really bad is I don't have... Man. I don't want to bring Torkoal in on a Bleak Wind. I think this is double swap. I think Raging Bolt's really important to bring out in front of Urshifu. Okay, okay. I can see them taunting my Venusaur. What's their play? Are they going to taunt my Venusaur? So now I get my special attack boost. They could Rain Dance to turn off my stuff. And they just Bleak Wind, which Raging Bolt avoids. Torkoal takes a ton. But now I think they're going to set Rain. And then, or they're going to try to like E-speed my Torkoal. So I'm going to swap to Ogerpon here. I just drop a Draco on them. You know what? Let's drop a Draco. If they swap into Chien Pao, I'm gonna feel really good about this. Ogerpon can take this hit. If they set rain, then it's whatever. Yeah, this is fine. Because they're not tarrying. So even if they E-speed here, they're still gonna get clapped. Yeah, that's fine. Get out of here. Oh! Are they AV? They gotta be AV then, right? Okay. I'm gonna Volt Switch off their Tornadus now. Huh. I was not expecting them to, live that. That's really interesting. So depending on what they do here, I can bring in Venusaur. Okay, they're going to withdraw Dragonite. That's fine. They're going to bring back out Urshifu. Are you just going to Bleak Wind, or are you going to set Tailwind now? Yeah, they're just going to Bleak Wind. Okay. So, am I going to pick up their Tornadus here? I'm sorry, what? Wakan Berry Tornadus. I've seen everything. So now I can bring out Venusaur. And I can swap to Torkoal. And Solar Beam their Urshifu. This is really bad if they click, this is so incredibly bad if they click, Raid Dance this turn. I think I'm just going to swap to Raging Bolt, and I'm going to... Terra Water... Sleep Powder their Tornadus. I don't feel great about this turn. I don't feel great about anything I've got going on, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, Surging Strike's there. That's fine by me. Do your thing. Be sad. I love how Venusaur has a flower on top of his flower. Like, I know it's not a flower, but it makes me think it looks like one because of the... Yeah, I know what I mean. You all know what I mean. Oh, and I eat this? So now Tornadus is going to take a nap. He's so sleepy. Raging Bolt gets some extra recovery here. So they could swap out Urshifu. They don't have Tailwind up, right? Nope. So I think they're going to swap out Urshifu because they don't want to stay in and... Yeah, I'm just going to Volt Switch off the Urshifu this turn. Is Venusaur faster than Raging Bolt? Probably, right? Yes, okay. Sludge Bomb the Tornado slot. Oh, they just stay in. Interesting. But, I mean, they're going to give up the Urshifu? They're not Choice Band, which is what I expect. Choice Scarf, which is what I thought they were. But, I mean, I get a free KO on their Urshifu, so... And I'm going to get some extra damage in on their Tornadus here as well. How is my Raging Bolt faster than Venusaur here? I just checked that, right? Like, I literally just checked that? Okay, Dragonite comes back out. $123. 95. How did I move first? How did I move first? I think they're going to target on my Venusaur, so I'm going to protect this turn. I think they're going to E-speed my Venusaur to try to take me out. And then Heat Wave is going to pick up a double here. Ah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Nice play. I mean, it's kind of fine though, right? Because now I get to bring in Raging Bolts. I can Thunderclap them. They're AV Knight. Well, yeah. Okay. There's a decent chance that Tornadus wakes up this turn and goes for like Rain Dance. Okay. Did I go for Volt Switch or did I Thunderclap there? Okay, they could be Booster. But I'm going to take out the Tornadus here. Yeah, I did go for Thunderclap. Okay. Take out their Torn. I'm going to get my lefties. They're going to bring back out Dragonite. Which is AV, so they're going to get clapped by a Thunderclap. Two turns of Sun. And no, I'm not going to Thunderclap because they could E-Speed. Oh, this is really awkward. I want to see what they're going to do, so I'm going to just double protect this turn. I have a feeling this is Terra Fairy Fluttermane. Yep. Okay, they do go for E-Speed into Raging Bolt. Leaving Venu alone. So then this will let me... If they make the same play again, which they shouldn't... I'm going to swap and sack Ogerpon. Go for the Sludge Bomb into Fluttermane. I think this beats what they just did. Fluttermane might live this Sludge Bomb, though. Yeah, well played. So what could I have done to... to beat this. I don't think I had a play to beat this. Now Sun's over, so they lose their speed boost. But I also lose my special attack boost. I had to hope for some reason they target down. Man, what was my play to win? I really don't know. I think the play to win was not bring Torkoal. I don't think Torkoal's very good. I think had I brought Tornadus instead, I would have been fine. Yeah, I think I wanted to try to show off Torkoal plus Venusaur, and unfortunately, I just don't think it was very good here. Like, sure, Venusaur got a Sleep Powder off, but, like, outside of that, it didn't really do anything. And had that been, like, Walking Wake, I could have probably been much more in that game. Sunny Day also lets me counteract their Rain Dance from their Tornadus as well. It's really interesting. I think in those Tornadus mirrors, you just always need to bring your own Tornadus to be able to deal with them. And I think ultimately that's what cost us that game. But let's get to the wrap up. So what did we learn today? I think the big thing that we learned was that Walking Wake and Raging Bolt are both absurdly powerful threats in their own eyes. I do still I'm still not in love with this Raging Bolt set. But, like, I mean, it worked, right? Like, it did what it needed to. And Thunderclap is just, like, absurdly powerful in putting you in positions where your opponent has to attack you to take you out. And if they do, then they get clapped. I do think the rise, or the idea of, like, Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Entei is a very good counter to Raging Bolt. And I think that's going to be something that we continue to see increase in popularity to try to counter this Pokemon that I think a lot of people are excited to play and excited to try out. I think the big things that we learned was that Torkoal wasn't very good. I also don't think this Eject Pack set is very good at all. I think had this been like Citrus Berry or what's the ground resist berry? Shuka. I think had this been like Shuka or like Citrus, I would be more in love with this Torkoal. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, I made the one match I brought the Torkoal Venusaur, I made a couple bad reads. Or my opponent made some good reads, I should say. And, you know, that cost me the game. I think the Ogerpon set was very good in the couple games that we brought it. It was able to really pressure our opponent. And, like, Tornadus continues to be absolutely absurd in every time I've played it. So, the big takeaways here is that, like, Walking Wake and Raging Bolt are just as good as I thought they would be, if not better. So, that's going to be it for today, everyone. If you're interested in trying this out, huge shout-outs to Ryan once again. Check out the rental code up in the corner. And until next time, we will see you then. Have a good one.